Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to show you guys a day in a life with the Apple Vision Pro. Wanted to show you guys what maybe some use cases that people may do throughout the day using their Apple Vision Pro. More importantly, what I've been doing with my Apple Vision Pro to kind of put it through its paces and see what I can do if I was using my Apple Vision Pro from basically when I woke up all the way to the end of the day. If I was just, a YouTuber at home editing videos and working in VR the whole time, what I would do if I woke up, how it would actually fit into my life, what I would do throughout the day, at least as of today. Because remember, there's new apps coming out all the time, so you may find things more useful later on in a couple months when new apps come out or things may change. But as of today, with the way the Apple Vision Pro is and some of the apps that I found, this is a day in a life with the Apple Vision Pro.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming tech is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
So let's start off this day in a life where everybody starts off, which is waking up in the morning and getting out of bed. Now, the first thing I usually do if I was going to use my Apple Vision Pro in a day in a life is I was grab it right from the side of me and put it on. So we can go ahead and start our day by what usually people do. Check your emails, check your to-do list, check your notes, see what's going on for the day that you need to be aware of before you start your day, whether it be, an email you need to check or you need to get back to on someone, whether you have an important appointment that's coming up, whatever the case may be, so we're aware of it. It really is awesome to just have a giant canvas of apps that you have in front of you that makes it feel like you even have a better version of just having multiple monitors, because it's spatial computing. You can literally put all of these things anywhere and really make everything your own, like me using the mail application there dead in center. And then on the left-hand side, I have like my widgets to show the weather of the day and show me my upcoming appointments or whatever reminders I need to know for the day as I'm getting ready, the calendar and stuff like that to take a look at my day, at what may be coming up. And it's also a really cool experience to be immersed in different environments, as you can see here, while working as well. And of course, the next thing we got to talk about is, of course, getting that coffee to get that early jump start that we all need. I have an espresso machine. I love using this thing. I love the coffee pods that they sell. It tastes really good, especially their half decaffeinated version that I use. And then I go into my office, and obviously, how else do you start your day with that cup of coffee? Then obviously reading the Apple News. I open up the Apple News application on the Vision Pro, and I start going through and taking a look at what may be happening throughout the world, whether it be in technology or travel or news or world news, whatever the case may be. And it's really cool. I like the news application, even though it's not fully built for the Vision OS platform yet. The regular version still works really well to gather your news right here in the morning. Now, obviously, we got to actually start our day now and start getting some real work done. So you can see here, I'm in my environment with the Mac kind of pulling up right in front of me. And you can see I'm immersed in front of me, but I actually can see my MacBook keyboard underneath me, which is great because that means that I can use my keyboard and trackpad on the Mac, not only right in front of me on this gigantic screen, but also if you can also move that mouse onto the, from the main screen of the Mac and still use it across all of your apps that you have on the Vision Pro. So I can go ahead and take this from the Mac and move it to the right-hand side where my mail application is, and I can even open up a new mail. I can start typing in it, and that's why the fact that I could be immersed in front of me but have that keyboard visible underneath me makes it easier for me to type. I can see the keys, I can see the trackpad, and start writing a test email like this, as you can see, to get some real work done, which is great to have the Mac in front of you but have this gigantic canvas to work on. And the fact that it seamlessly moves that mouse back and forth between all the applications is obviously great. I have Apple Music, so if I want to listen to some music while I'm editing and stuff like that, I do that. Or sometimes I put, a video up there from Juno, whatever the case may be, while I'm editing. It's nice to have your music kind of sitting right there. And then on the left-hand side, of course, I have my calendar, so I can always take a look at upcoming things that I need to take a look at, or, create meetings with people. If I need to meet with some people for sponsors and stuff like that, I can go ahead and see exactly what I have coming up right there on the left. And then, of course, I still have my widget there on the left to still take a glance at my day, the weather, and, of course, the time, which is really important in VR to kind of know what the time is because you don't know how fast time moves while you're in there. Now, of course, the pass-through on the Vision Pro is definitely good enough to be able to, use around the house and stuff like this, like, taking this out, putting it in the toaster oven to go ahead and get it ready. There's no issues with doing that. It works pretty well. And even reading the box, so I can go ahead and read the instructions on what the temperature needs to be set to or whatever the case may be, is also pretty easy to do on the Vision Pro, with the clarity, as long as you have a well-lit room. But of course, one of the best things about this is the fact that I could add timers all over the place, like while you're cooking and stuff like that. So if I have this toaster here cooking that, I can go ahead and set a timer for however much it's supposed to take. Go ahead and kind of pop this window out here. And this is a an app called Rad Timer, which is really cool. And I can go ahead and put it right above the toaster. If, of course, I'm walking around or if I want to leave it there to kind of just take a glance at how much is left in the timer, I can go ahead and do that. I can go ahead and walk back to my other room while that timer is kind of going off and continue working while that is actually being made. I can come back and all my widgets and everything are still in place of whatever I may have been working on and, kind of continue on. And even if I don't go back to that kitchen and see that timer for myself, the app will actually alert you in the Vision Pro that, hey, the timer's done and make a noise so you know that the timer's done and it's time to go check on that pizza. Now, while taking your lunch break and eating that pizza, I love to be able to go into Moonlight and stream my PC into the Vision Pro, have a 200-inch screen of playing my PC games right here. So I'm playing Disney Speedstorm. I love Disney Speedstorm. It's a game I've been playing for such a long time, and I play every time a new season comes out. They just started doing The Little Mermaid. With the 4K lenses and this OLED panel, games on here look fantastic being streamed from your PC. You can stream it in full 4K resolution, 120 frames with Moonlight, and it looks amazing, and it's so much fun to play sitting here with an Xbox controller playing your 2D games. And of course, back to work after getting that nice lunch break and playing some games back into our work environment. We can go ahead and continue editing videos as we would do, editing this video for you guys right here on the Vision Pro right now, which is a lot of fun. And I've been doing it for a lot of different videos, and it's actually worked really well streaming my Mac onto the Vision Pro and being able to edit these videos for you guys. And it continues on in the afternoon. Now, of course, it is now time for dinner after the work day has kind of wrapped up, so we can go ahead and go into the kitchen and use this app here to look up recipes. You can even import your own recipes. You can find other recipes that people have shared. I imported my own from this HelloFresh meal that I was making, which is really cool. And you can use the timers built into the application right there to start timers, or you can of course use those timers from Rad Timers that I talked about before that are right here that you can put up on all your tops, all the pots that you may have doing different things, cooking rice and stuff. You can put those timers above it and still watch TV here as I have another application open, watching the Disney Channel here while I'm cooking. So it's great. I don't have a TV in my kitchen, but I do now. I can be cooking and using and watching TV and setting all these timers and stuff like that. And if I go back to the other room where I had all those applications kind of still sitting there, they'll be in the exact same place. So don't forget, you can kind of go back and forth between rooms as you have things set up differently in different rooms, which is really awesome. Now, of course, what I love to do after finishing that meal is, of course, eating that meal. And what better way to do that than also watching TV, whether it's something from Apple TV Plus or from Disney Plus, and of course, being in an immersive environment where you can actually have like a 200-inch, screen and be involved in like all these different environments, or be in a gigantic movie screen. You can even change seats and stuff like that depending on where you go. It is obviously a ton of fun to be able to do, and it's actually not that hard to eat because of the fact that you can dial that environment back and forth. So again, like I talked about in the beginning of the video with leaving that Mac keyboard a little bit spaced out, I leave a little bit of space in front of me so I can see the food in front of me and very easily eat it, but still be fully immersed when I look forward on this gigantic screen. And these movies, especially 3D movies and 2D content, look amazing on these 4K lenses, as you would expect. Now, to wind out my night, I have my social media kind of opened all over the place to go ahead and see what's been going on throughout the day. I still have my widget there on the left, so I can always keep track of that time. I have X or Twitter opened on the left, scrolling through, seeing what's been going on throughout the day and stuff like that. And then I have Reddit in front of me to go ahead and check the Vision Pro forums, see what's new, see what apps people are talking about, whatever the case may be. I have the Instagram app opened here on the right, so I can go ahead and, shout out to the 17-year-old developer that made that I've talked about in a prior video. And then, of course, the TikTok app just came out officially, which is awesome because you can actually see the comments on the right-hand side, which really, elevates the experience as opposed to the iPhone app. So this is usually how I wind up my day. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video here on the Apple Vision Pro, A Day in a Life. Really interesting video to make, to kind of think about, hey, how can I use this thing when I wake up throughout the day? How do I use this thing in my workflow if I was just a YouTuber at home who was editing my videos and stuff like that? How do I take breaks, playing some games throughout the day? How do I use it at night to watch some videos and relax? How do I use it to, check social media and kind of put it through its paces throughout the day? And I think it was a pretty successful video. I think it works really well for all the use cases that I showed in here. And these use cases are growing every day with new apps. Some of the apps that are in this video, I literally only found like a couple days ago. And, developers are literally just getting their hands on this thing. Some of them don't even have an Apple Vision Pro in their hands, and they're just working off the simulator. So things, as developers get their hands on this thing and make more apps, it's only going to get better from here, which is why I'm excited to be on board to kind of see where developers take this thing, because that's really where this thing is going to shine, is developers, taking their time, finding new use cases, creating cool new apps that we may be able to use on the Apple Vision Pro that make our lives easier and more fun to use. That's one of the things that I always keep coming back to with this thing, is that it's just fun to use. Obviously, some of the things that I showed here, I could just do on my computer. I could check all that social media on my computer. I could just watch that video on my computer. But you don't get a 200-inch screen relaxing with spatial audio sitting on your couch or in your bed laying down. When you're checking social media, you don't have a gigantic canvas that even is better than having two monitors where you can just float windows all over the place, and you can have like little widgets everywhere showcasing the weather and showcasing, you know, different photos and stuff, really making your desktop feel like it's kind of alive in your own and kind of living in this spatial world. And it's just fun to kind of scroll through, look at videos and scroll through social media and stuff. You know, using those timers in the kitchen and stuff. Sure, obviously you got to have a big gigantic headset on your head when you're doing this stuff, but it kind of still shows you the future of where this technology can go as this thing shrinks in size and shrinks in weight. The fact that you can still do this today, and I've done it a few times where I could be in the kitchen watching a Devils game, for example, because I don't want to miss a period, and I could still be cooking and using these timers and using all these different use cases that may not have been around before. So really interesting stuff. I hope you guys got some useful information out of this video. I'll probably do another one of these videos maybe towards the end of the year as new apps come out to see how this may change over time. But I had a lot of fun creating this. Hopefully you guys had a lot of fun watching. If you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.